Safe operations at Volos Port. The purpose of this video is to analyze the demands of the port facility in order to prevent any unsafe situation that may arise from the moment the vessel arrives at the port until the time of her departure. It is widely accepted that shipping operation is a high-risk business, so the main objective is to reduce that risk to a minimum. And definitely, no vessel visits Lafarge's sites if she's not in accordance with Lafarge's seaborne transportation policy. This video takes place on a vessel, a cement carrier with a dead weight of 6,374 metric tons. During the vessel's stay at the port of Volos, the vessel's master is responsible for the safe anchoring of the vessel. Vessel must be in such a position even if due to heavy weather conditions the anchor is dragged. There must be enough time to prepare the vessel's standby engine in order to avoid straining across the coastline. In any case, anchoring must be away of the port facility, and it is forbidden across the berth direction. The local agent of the vessel, after having communicated with the representative of the port facility, is responsible to inform the master in time about when the approaching and berthing procedure will begin. He is also responsible for arranging the timely arrival of the pilot and tugboats. According to the International Maritime Organization, IMO, the master has the responsibility for safe approaching and berthing. Of course, the pilot is well aware of the special features of the port and must notify and get approval from the master for his every action. But it is definitely the master who is fully responsible for the whole procedure of safe approaching, berthing and mooring. The port facility's representative supervises the whole procedure and has notified the master for the local features of the port, handing him the port information booklet, providing details for standard direction and intensity of sea current, tide if any, which direction is the docking point vulnerable, due to bad weather conditions, etc. The port facility's representative defines the right position of berthing, and if he notices something not in accordance with the principles of correct seafarer practice and experience, he should report it to the master. In extreme circumstances, when the approaching operation is deemed dangerous, it should be aborted. The vessel's approaching speed should be such that even if the main engine of the vessel had a temporary shutdown, the tugboats would be able to demobilize the vessel, and under no circumstances a collision with another vessel or the dock should occur. The right anchor of the vessel should be ready to use in any case of emergency if deemed necessary. The mooring man and the crew of the vessel during mooring operation should act in such way that even if a line has broken, they are on the safe side, out of snapback zone. The representative of the port facility is responsible to notify the pilot that the vessel is located at the correct berthing point and mooring arrangement is completed correctly. Then the tugboats and the pilot are released. According to the facility's policy, no one should board until the vessel takes all the protective measures necessary for safe boarding, safe gangway position for berth, safety net. Of course, at this point, the vessel doesn't have a free pratique with the facility. Therefore, the only people who have the right to board the vessel are the port authorities, the customs, and the local agent. After anchorage or berthing, the master's meeting with the local authorities and port's customs have the purpose to check whether the vessel has all certificates required by the international regulations and Greek and international legislation, so that the vessel can obtain free pratique to enter the port facilities. When local authorities give permission, free pratique with the facility, the port facility's representative notify the master about all the security precautions that must be kept according to Lafarge's policy, and he explains in detail the entire loading operation. After any inquiries from the master have been replied, both parts co-sign what has been agreed. The port facilities representative has to inform the vessel's master and chief mate to ensure that the vessel's entire management line is briefed. It is made perfectly clear, both to the master and the chief mate, that lack of compliance with the demand with the port facility comprises major non-conformity. And for any unsafe situation, all related parties will be notified with a letter of protest. It is the port facility's demand that instructions, which have been co-signed between the master and the port facility's representative, should be communicated to crew, so they will be all informed of the port facility's demands regarding safety issues. The Lafarge's port entry H&S checklist is also communicated. Besides standards regarding safety issues of every vessel, the port facility informs that every crew member during deboarding should carry the following personal protective equipment: PPE, safety helmet, safety glasses, safety boots, high visibility vest. If something of the above is not available on the vessel, it is the master's responsibility to inform his agent straight away, so he can get equipment accordingly. Even when the vessel has taken all precautionary measures, the facility suggests that there should not be more than 3 people simultaneously on the boarding ladder. IS-PS Code. The port facility of Volos strictly applies the International Ship and Port Facility Security Code, IS-PS Code. The agent has the responsibility to inform either by fax or email and to ask for permission from the port facility's representative for any visitor's entrance or supplies, provision or general stores through the port facility for the vessel. If the port facility's representative provides with permission, the port facility's guard has the responsibility to conduct an identity check, strip search via metal detector, personal possessions check, such as luggage, etc., and also a check of any vehicle entering the port installation for vessel refueling according with the announcement. The vessel has responsibility for applying the regulation and not letting anyone on board if an identity check and an examination has been made. The vessel's master and the port facility security officer should be in continuous communication so they can prevent any insecure situation. Emergency Muster Station. The area near the port facility entrance is known as Emergency Muster Station. The port facility has an emergency response plan, and the master has the responsibility to inform his crew for the vessel's exact location of the gathering point inside the port facility. It is the master's responsibility to point out to his crew that during crossing the port facility, it is forbidden to move under conveyors and loading/unloading cranes. Initial and final draft survey. The draft survey consists from a standard procedure, whereas the vessel's chief mate, with an independent surveyor, should inspect from close distance with the help of a boat the vessel's drafts, before and after loading, and to agree for their exact measurement. Following, they should calculate at the vessel's office with the help of hydrostatic tablets and loading manual the exact accurate displacement of the vessel before and after loading. This difference will provide us with precision the loading or discharging quantity. Safe watch during loading or discharging operation at Volos Safe Berth. The master and the vessel's officer has the responsibility during the vessel's stay at the port facility to keep it to normal berthing position in fenders. For that reason, there should be a continuous check of the fastenings from the vessel's crew to ensure the ropes are stretched enough. Also, it is forbidden for the fastenings to remain on the drum winch, and they should be placed on the vessel bitts. It is forbidden to use damaged mooring lines. In case the mooring lines are not in a good condition, the port facility's representative will request from the master their gradual change during the vessel's stay at the port facility. If the master is not willing to cooperate, then the port facilities representative should inform the Port Authority and all the interested parties for serious non-compliance with the ISM system, International Safety Management System, demands and regulations. Any serious unsafe situation with all mooring equipment, winch, hydraulic pump, mooring lines, should be reported at the port's facility representative. Don't forget good moorings practice from UK P&I Club. This applies to every mooring rope. Look after them, and they will look after you. Restricted vessel loading area. It's the port facility's responsibility that the area under the loading-unloading crane to be restricted area, and it's strictly forbidden to walk under it. The stevedore will supervise the strict application of the above prohibition, and any violation from the vessel's crew will be reported back to the port facility's representative, who will then proceed with the necessary actions, even stopping the loading operation. Maintenance, work overboard, or entry into enclosed space are not allowed. The instructions towards the master are clear, forbidding any kind of work, repair, or maintenance like A. No entry to enclosed space. B. No working overboard. C. No working aloft. D. No painting. E. No any maintenance in engine room. At the exceptional case where it's found necessary for the vessel's seaworthiness to proceed in one of the above actions, there should be a written license from the harbour master and the port facility's representative. Limit in loading operation. The operation limits of the loading crane should be strictly applied, because there is a danger of the whole operation interruption. Specifically, max air draft from the sea level to the top of hatch covers 10.5 meters. In case the vessel's air draft during loading operation passing the 10.5 meters, all operation shut down, and any delay due to resume loading is for charterer's or owner's account. It is also clarified that during all loading operation, master should keep the vessel trim less than 1 meter by head or less than 3.5 meters by stern. In case found that the vessel overcomes the above lines, the loading will be interrupted. Vessel's list. The vessel's list during the loading operation should be maintained until 1 degree port or starboard. The stevedore and the vessel's officers should work as a team and check the vessel's list, maintaining it always between the allowable limits. It's perfectly clear that the vessel's responsibility is to maintain the list inside the allowable limits. The stevedores follow the officer on watch of the vessel and make adjustments to the direction to drop the cargo with trimming machine inside to cargo hold. If the vessel during loading operation presents a list out of the limits as a cause of serious problem with vessel's deballasting operation, the stevedores have clear instructions to interrupt the operation and immediately remove the loader far away from the vessel. Entry to cargo holds. It's dangerous practice due to time pressure or ignorance to be inside the cargo hold without any measure of precaution. Let's stop taking the serious risk, and don't forget that there must always be available at the cargo hold's entrance point the followings: breathing apparatus, safety line, flashlight, VHF for communication, and of course, the chief mate's permission. The port facility demands that in case the loading procedure has commenced, all cargo holds are sealed and access forbidden to everyone. Loading sequence plan. One of the most important documents co-signed between the port facility's representative and the master is the loading sequence plan. The above document is a proof on paper that the entire loading operation will be made with complete safety. The port facility's representative will accept it only if the following loading sequence plan is being kept. A. The air draft to the top of hatch covers less than 10.5 meters. B. Keep the limit to vessel trim, by stern as vessel requires. C. The vessel during loading should be in a such stress state and stability in general so it will be able to move away from the berth in case of an emergency. D. Shearing force and bending moments less than 90% of vessel seagoing condition during every step of loading operation. Final trimming. The port facilities representative makes crystal clear to the master, chief mate, that the entire operation carried out with vessel figures, so while approaching the loading completion, the chief mate should indicate in paper after an intermediate draft survey how many are the remaining quantities for completion and in which cargo holds he wants to stowage in order to achieve the desired vessel final trim and stability. Provision and stores. In case the vessel has to receive provisions by its own means, crane, the delivery will be made exclusively away from the loader and with special caution. The vessel's cranes should be parked in such a way so they wouldn't bother the loading operation, and the block hook at maximum suspension height in order to be in a position to stop the crane boom in case of mechanical hydraulic failure. Waste oils. The oil wastes delivery is obligatory according to the MARPOL Maritime Pollution Regulation. The port facility provides all the pollution materials, but at the same time requires during the oil wastes delivery the master to activate the SOPEP, Ship Pollution Emergency Plan, equipment to be immediately available in case of pollution. Garbage stored. The port facility of Volos, applying all of MARPOL regulations, may receive all of the garbage types except from the incinerator ash and oil racks. During the vessel's stay at the port facility, the storage area of the vessel's onboard garbage should be maintained clean. The garbage should be completely separated according to MARPOL regulations and wide sealed to avoid leaks and intense smells. Leakage on vessel main deck. Any leak should be prevented, even seawater leak, on the main deck. According to MARPOL regulations, any tank overflow with seawater is strictly forbidden. Also, in order to avoid any spill in the sea environment, all scupper plugs on the vessel main deck should be sealed. Don't forget good practice. A. Scupper plugs fit properly with no gaps. B. Scupper plugs are manufactured and certified. C. Water is unable to penetrate through scupper. D. Pollution is a major source of claim. Scupper plugs should be used at all time. Final documents. With the loading process completed, the local agent has the responsibility to prepare the shipping loading documents and make arrangements in order to receive from the port authorities port clearance. The port facilities representative, along with the local agent and the master, will co-sign all the documents, and subsequently a feedback will be asked from the master regarding his views of the port facility, and immediately afterwards there will be a port clearance performance. Then the vessel has received written approval to sail. Vessel's departure. The port facilities representative, in cooperation with the local agent, have the responsibility to designate the estimated time of departure and to inform the master, pilot, and the tugboats in time for the vessel's safe departure. The port facilities representative has the experience and knowledge, along with the vessel's master, to prevent any unpredictable or dangerous situation. Feedback form and BU suggestions for optimization. Every master's feedback form is filled and assessed, while simultaneously it may be the starting point of a consultation between the port facilities representative and the head office in an attempt to evaluate suggestions and maximize the policy implementation of the Greek BU in general. As George William Curtis said, It is not the ship so much as the skillful sailing that assures the prosperous voyage. Dear Master, our port captain counts on your crew valuable assistance in order safe berthing, loading and unberthing to be the pursued goal of us all. We rely on your cooperation so that this first part of your sea journey will be completed safely and successfully for everyone.